So, we have had the last episode of Doctor Who in 2015, and that, of course, is the Christmas special, Husbands of River Song, and today we are here to review it.
Welcome
to Doctor Who Time and Space, episode 139, the final episode of the year.
I'm Deacle.
I'm Lewis Moon, and we are your hosts, as usual, for today.
So what do we have on this fine Boxing Day, the day after Boxing Day show? The Sunday, the first of a Sunday.
Because yesterday was Boxing Day, so you may have thought, that's strange. Doctor Who Time and Space isn't released. Well, I did post things, and I did say it is on Sunday, but we're here now. But because it was Boxing Day yesterday, I was not available, and as planned last week, it will be a day later than we were expecting a couple of weeks ago. But I did think that we would not have a podcast on Boxing Day, even though it's a Saturday. I wouldn't have time. But we're here today.
There's a plus side to that, though, isn't there?
What?
Which is that people now only have to wait 6 days to the next podcast.
Yes, and also,
so what do we do?
And also, it's good because it's better than usual, because Christmas Day was on a Friday, so I get to review it the day after I watched it, because I watched it straight away yesterday morning, and that was Husbands of River Song, which we will be reviewing on this very podcast.
And the test of that will be whether my memory is as bad as normal, on the basis that I haven't got the "it was a week ago" excuse.
And also, it's your story at Roundup, because I did Hellbent.
Oh, right, okay. Oh dear. Okay, well, also, as well as that, we've also got probably what very little news there is. We will try and share that with you.
Yes. I think there's a tiny bit more than last week.
Mm-hmm.
Then also, we have a pressing of the magic randomizer button, which is the first week where it's going to become regular, because obviously next week's the first proper week where we don't have any proper features, any proper episodes to chat about, because even though last week there were no new episodes to chat about, we did give an overview on Series 9, so we will next week. It now becomes a regular thing with the randomizer, and we may not press the randomizer every week like normal, because of it may be 6-parters or 8-parters or 12-parters.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting pressing that again, isn't it?
Yes, I know.
And last time we did it, obviously, was a week or so ago, and we watched 2 weeks ago, and we got the next Doctor, didn't we? Which was quite well timed, because we had Christmas coming up. Who knows?
That was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah. And finally, the other bit we got on this week's show is another classic Who to Face episode.
Yeah, and we'll give you
to face.
So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the show for a very good game show.
So, what we starting off with then? Are we going to do the review first?
Song review, yeah. Because whenever there's a review, we put it first. But whenever there's not a review, we put the news first.
Okay. So, as a bit of a story roundup, and this is going to test my memory, because I watched it a little bit different than you did, because I watched it on Christmas Day, albeit not live. I watched it later on in the day, but I watched it after drinking a whole bottle of red wine and numerous other things.
Oh, I watched it on 8 o'clock in the morning when I was 8:30 in the morning when I was very tired from the previous day.
So it'd be interesting to see which of us has got the best memories of it.
I'm sure me, because I watched it yesterday, but,
Yeah.
you know.
So as a very rough roundup, and I can't remember any of the names of any of the characters, so you might have to correct me on those if you can.
Nardole, Ramon, Fleming,
Which one was Matt Lucas? Is he Nardo?
King Hydroflax, Nardole, yeah.
Who's Nardo? Okay, so basically, I think, if I remember rightly, it's the episode started with the TARDIS in the snow.
Yeah.
Nardole came rushing up to it. There was the sign on it that said,
Carol singers will be criticised.
which is great. And the Doctor comes out wearing a pair of antlers, which is obviously just the TARDIS playing a sort of cheeky little Christmas prank on him with the costume that it put on him. Anyway, the Nardole's calling for a doctor. So the Doctor rushes with him, comes into this fallen spacecraft, sort of UFO type thing, if I remember rightly.
Yes.
Yep. And inside is the King Hydroflax, played by
Greg Davis.
Okay. He's injured. He's got a bit of a sort of like a real prized jewel wedged into his head, and it looks like he's at death's door. And who else is there but his wife,
River Song.
River Song. And the Doctor's really shocked because obviously he's married to River Song himself, albeit the last time we saw was in his previous regeneration as the
And the good thing
Doctor.
about this story is that River doesn't know who the Doctor
Oh.
is, and I really like that.
Yeah, no, it is really good, really effective. And so the Doctor's a bit miffed because of the whole River marrying something. And basically, she's only married him through convenience anyway because she wants to get her hands on the diamond that's in his head. She wants to remove the head.
And she married the diamond,
Yeah.
which she keeps saying.
The head's already been removed. Hydroflax has actually got a removable head on a big giant robot. And basically, without going into the story too much, they escape with the head, a diamond in it, and the robotic body is chasing them. River's then actually got another husband as well,
Yeah.
outside.
Ramon, I think.
And it's basically a trip through, well, it's basically just an adventure through space, isn't it? With a head with a diamond in it being chased by a big robot. That's probably about as much as I need to explain story.
Yeah, because there isn't much of a story.
There's not really, no.
I was thinking before the episode was on, luckily I'm not doing the story roundup because this is before, because I don't think there's going to be much of a story.
Mhm.
Or it's going to be either there's not going to be much of a story or it's going to be hard to explain.
Yeah.
So,
But the interesting thing about it, and we'll come on to the a bit more detail of the story as we discuss it. But although there wasn't that much of a story, there was some really important stuff happened.
yes.
Did you want to kick off with your first thoughts?
Yes, so first thoughts, the main stuff that I start off with. I thought this was a very good Christmas episode. It is not the best Christmas episode we have had in the last 10 years. Certainly somewhere in the middle, high middle, which means it's like fifth or fourth or something. I can't really name all of the Christmas specials in my order at the moment. But I did really love this story. I thought it was a bit of fun, a bit of a light relief after that very dark series we had previously, where I really liked season 9, as I said last week on the podcast in our season 9 overview. But I think some fans were very annoyed that it was really dark and everything, and I think this is the thing that everyone really wants, and definitely on Christmas Day to cheer the mood. I mean,
it had to be. It had to be.
Yeah.
You couldn't have had a Woman Who Lived type episode on Christmas Day.
Yeah, I mean, even though EastEnders is depressing on Christmas Day, Doctor Who isn't, and it's just a really fun episode, even though it doesn't really have much of a story. I thought it was quite a fun, enjoyable episode, and I think everyone really liked it. I didn't see any bad reviews from the actual people. I did see a few actually, but only very few.
What what I noticed, in terms of the critics, the handful of reviews I saw on Christmas Day, and there's probably been some since, and I've not read through, but a handful of critics on Christmas Day thought it was all right. It was like an enjoyable romp, which is exactly what it was.
What Robot Sherwood was, as
yeah.
well.
But so they weren't blown away with it like they were with a lot of the series. But the actual people, the fan base, reading through on some of the comments on Doctor Who TV, seemed to think it was fantastic.
And I'm one of them people. I really loved the story. It was very interesting, the dynamic between the Doctor and River, because it's sort of in two different ways. Like, in two different ways, it's quite interesting. The new Doctor and River, because we've never seen them interact together, and also seeing the, her not remembering who the Doctor is for the first 40 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, and there were some real key moments on there, wasn't there? Can I talk about some key moments? I think, firstly, there was a really humorous moment when the Doctor played along with the fact that River didn't know who she was, and actually there was a bit that led to that as well, because there was a bit when she was owning up to the person she didn't know was the Doctor, that she could borrow the TARDIS, disappear with it, and come back, and he wouldn't. And
I liked the bigger on the inside reaction that the Doctor gave.
Yes, that bit was great, wasn't it? That was really funny. But I like the whole idea that she's obviously nicked the TARDIS before and disappeared off with it, and he's not known, and he's had that little twinkle in his eye of, do you now?
Yeah.
Which I thought was really good. But yes, the real standout bit when he was there, sort of saying, it's bigger on the inside, blah blah blah. That was really great, wasn't it? It was really tongue in cheek. There was also the moment when they were lying outside in the snow, and they had King Hydraflax's head in a bag, and the Doctor was in hysterics.
I know.
And it was just like a real welcome relief after all of the stress and strain that he's been through.
He said he hasn't laughed in ages, months, years, whatever.
Probably billions of years, taking into account Heaven Sent. So yeah, that was really, really good. The other bit that I thought was a real standout for me wasn't all the exciting action, which was really good, but was actually the way that they linked the end of the story back to River Song's first ever appearance.
Yeah, that was very good.
I'll be honest with you, and I'll own up to this live on the podcast. I've not seen Silence in the Library, so I guessed that it was linking back to an earlier role. I didn't realise it was linking back to the first one. It's only been reading through that afterwards. It does make me want to watch Silence in the Library.
Yes.
But I thought that was really nice. It was a really nice, probably natural ending to River Song's story, albeit it does make you think, River was actually really good with Peter Capaldi. It would have been nice to see them again, and I don't suppose we will, because I think we have come to a natural end.
Yeah, because I mean, Steve Moffat said a couple of weeks ago or a couple of days ago or whatever it was, he said the storyline between the Doctor and River can never come to an end. He'll just keep he says this isn't the end of River.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm sure he did, but that was before the episode was on.
Yeah, you can never tell, can you? And actually, come think of it, there was the interview, wasn't there, that we listened to on Radio Free Skaro a couple of weeks ago, and I think the actress,
Alex
Kingston, she basically said there was no party thrown for her, didn't she?
Yeah.
Whereas normally there is when people leave. So maybe we'll see her again. But
Stephen Moffat is clever like that.
He is. Do you know what? Although I don't know, I'm a bit two minds. It was probably one of the most enjoyable episodes with River Song.
I think it's. I know. Okay, let's talk. I'm just going to talk about River Song here. This may be my favourite one with River in performances for River Song.
Yeah.
And I really liked her performance in Let's Kill Hitler, even though the episode isn't the best episode ever. Let's Kill Hitler. I really liked her in that. and I really liked her in this one. So it's a very rare. Those are the only two notable ones because it's a very rare occasion when I actually like River Song in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Alex Kingston in Doctor Who.
I mean, I guess what we could actually see, because I mean, I think in a way, like I sort of said, it's great seeing Cal Capaldi and Alex Kingston played off each other. But in a way, I'd feel a bit cheated, I think, if River did come back,
Yes.
because it did feel such a natural ending. But they could always bring her back in the same way as they brought her in the Name of the Doctor.
Yeah.
As a sort of spirit sort of thing.
Yeah, they could.
Vision or whatever she was.
Because I don't think so. At that moment, neither of the Doctor or River Song would know who Clara is.
No. Because this story came not long after
Angels Take Manhattan.
Very confusing, isn't it? The whole.
It is, yeah. And then I guess she goes to the 10th Doctor after this story.
Yeah.
Then it goes to Name of the Doctor.
Mm.
Then it might go to the next story.
Yeah. Very confusing, but interesting.
She said how I'm linked to Clara.
Yeah, and we still not really found that out
And
yet, have we?
There was a bit of a line about that. I don't know why. No. That's just a throwaway bit. Sorry, no.
So, what did you make of the guest appearances in this?
I know you got quite annoyed by Matt Lucas.
I like Matt Lucas, but I found him a bit annoying in this.
I see why.
I found him a bit over the top, which I know it's Christmas. And
Well, Greg Davies was over the top as well.
he was over the top, but he was over the top in a. It seemed to suit that role because he was over the top in a sort of angry way, but it was quite reasonable. People do get like that when they get angry.
Yeah.
Whereas I just found when the bit came where they were going to chop off Matt Lucas's head or whatever, I just found his reaction was a little bit sort of, they could have cut his head off or they could have stuck a custard pie in his face. It that sort of look about it. It was just a bit too slapstick. So I didn't really like that. But I thought Greg was great. I thought he was absolutely ideal for that part. He was. What about the other villains that we had in it? What did you make of them? Yeah, there was that's true. That wasn't the ones I was thinking of. But yeah, you're right. Talk about them a little bit first. I was thinking about they weren't really villains, but they were sort of a bit corrupt, sort of fishy type guys,
like Fleming and stuff. Yeah. So the guys with the scars, they were quite cool, weren't they?
Yeah, reminded me a little bit in the same sort of idea of the snaky guy from Magician's Apprentice. Just because he had a head which wasn't really everything it seemed.
And I really liked the idea of them. I think. Oh, what was I going to say? Yeah, my favourite bit in the episode was that bit when they're there with the Scar people, and there's the like Scratch and stuff, and there's the Doctor with the bag with the head in.
Yes, and that's funny, isn't it?
And he's like, and they're like trying to delay the seeing of the bag. That's quite a good bit.
Yeah, no, it was.
Right, that was my favourite bit. The bit with the restaurant and everything.
Yeah, I think my favourite bit was probably was the ending. Actually, I just thought that was really beautifully done, and it was really touching. I think that the fact that I liked the way that River, after all, however flirtatious she may be, she actually was of the opinion that she probably loved the Doctor far more than he loved her. And it was sort of quite nice to see that the Doctor actually did really love her. But what I liked is that if that had been done in the David Tennant or Matt Smith era, there would have been like a big kiss scene or something like that. But instead, it was very subtle.
Yes.
Very subtle. You could just tell the affection.
I prefer this relationship between River Song and Peter Capaldi much more than I do between River Song and Matt Smith.
I think I do as well. Yeah, but I think full stop. I probably a little bit old fashioned because I'm sort of was brought up with classically, but I still find it a little bit cringeworthy when you get too much romance in it. You know, the whole idea of the Doctor possibly loving Rose and things like that. I just find that a little bit cringeworthy.
Yeah, but this Doctor doesn't usually do that sort of thing.
No, and to be fair,
There have been very rare occasions.
yeah, but he tends to have a fondness for people, and I don't know. I think probably what it is that with River's a little bit different as well, because River is, let's face it, a Time Lord.
Yes.
Or pretty much a Time
Or
Lord.
kind of a Time
Yeah.
Lord.
So in that respect, you know.
But
is there
she
anything
can't
wrong with him?
regenerate, so
She did regenerate before, didn't she?
when?
She regenerated from.
Yeah, I know, but remember at the end of Let's Kill Hitler,
She gave all her regeneration.
she gave
away,
all
didn't
her
she, to the Doctor?
regenerations away to the Doctor.
Yeah.
So now she can't regenerate.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I did have there was another thought popped into my head. I was going to ask you about this episode, but it's gone at the moment. So it may probably come through towards the end of the whole podcast. I'll suddenly remember something and flash back to it. But so overall, then, if you're anything like me, I really enjoyed it, and I think it was just what the series needed to end with.
So anything else we need to chat about for this episode? Okay, so
there are a couple of things. I have
Okay,
just one
yeah.
thing I was going to say. What I didn't like very much at times was the music, actually, and I think the music for this series has been fantastic.
it has,
But-
yes.
But there was a few times where it was a little bit.
I can't really remember that.
So there's times where it's like a comedy bit happening that's played some comedy music. So, but it's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
We can
it's-
let them off for that.
yeah, I didn't even notice it,
Yeah.
so I'll let them off.
Yeah, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Went very, very fast as well.
It
was a
did.
really quick episode. Not as good as last Christmas.
Not as good as last Christmas, literally. And this year's the only year that you could call it last Christmas.
Yeah. Not as good
And
as.
it makes sense.
Not as good as the Snowmen.
No, not as good as the Snowman.
Perhaps better than Time of the Doctor.
Perhaps better than Time of the Doctor.
Just
it
because
could
of the
be-
complexity of that.
Could be third or fourth
Hmm.
in my list of Christmas specials.
Actually, I sort of just clarifying that. I think probably as a story, I prefer Time of the Doctor. But in terms of as a Christmas episode,
Yes.
I think I prefer the Husbands of River Song.
I mean, it was a tiny bit more Christmassy than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't too Christmassy. The beginning, the
Yes.
first few minutes of it were quite Christmassy.
Yeah.
Because there was the reindeer antlers, there was River Song in a Santa outfit,
Yeah.
there was the carol singers at the beginning,
And the really great ending when it said, and they lived happily ever after, and then the
Yeah.
ever after did
and the
spin.
theme tune.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
That was a good theme tune.
Yeah, no,
With
it
all
was.
the transitions between the stone, you
Yeah.
know. The,
Yeah. So all in all, really, really, really enjoyable bear, and a really great way to end what has been quite a dark, harrowing series in many
Yes.
respects. It'll be interesting to see where they go from it from here.
and 2016, our hopes will be revealed on what 2016 season 10 and everything will be next issue.
Yeah.
Next episode next week in
Yeah.
next Saturday in 6 days time. But
At which point I'll probably remember what that question was I was going to ask you.
overall verdicts.
Okay,
So-
can we go first?
Yes, I really enjoyed this Christmas special. It was quite an enjoyable one and a light relief after that very dark Series 9 and a very good way to end the year and quite a good series actually. Probably third or fourth in my favourite Christmas specials. The relationship between the Doctor and River Song was the best it's been because they're much better together. Peter Capaldi plays the role much better alongside River Song as than Matt Smith did, and Greg Davies was good as the villain. some great moments. Matt Lucas was all right for me. And just a very enjoyable, fun Christmas romp. That I think is one of the best Christmas specials, or at least somewhere near the top. I'm going to give it a solid 9.
Okay. Well, he said. No, okay. So, I mean, I could say what he said pretty much, because my thoughts on it are very similar to yours. Just to sort of add to that, I think some very strong writing from Moffat, because he achieved something very, very brilliant, really, which was to have a story which is very, very simple, very fun, but at the same point still add to the whole Doctor Who story with the way that he brought it all back in to link with Silence in the Library.
Yeah.
Silence in the Library.
Silence in the Library.
Yeah. So yeah, great relationship between the Doctor and River Song. Probably in many respects one of the highlights, really. That I think it really carried through the whole episode. Some really humorous moments.
I was laughing quite a few times.
Yeah, well, there were a lot of opportunity, I think, for Peter Capaldi and Alex Kingston to have a good laugh. I imagine they had great fun making it. I would think.
Yeah.
Supporting cast worked well in places. Perhaps with others felt a little bit forced. Don't think that's the fault of the actors. Just the fact that if you're told to be jovial and Christmassy, that's probably how you act. And rolled on the new series, really. I think we've got a long wait for it, but
I think we've got a long wait.
I think we might have a very, very long wait for it.
But we will, because last year it said returns 2015 with Magician's Apprentice. This time it didn't say anything. It just said happily ever after.
Yeah.
That could be the end of Doctor Who for all we know.
Could be, yeah. It could be. As a final moment, again, as it's been throughout the whole season, it looked wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, times changed. Obviously, the quality of special effects has improved significantly anyway. But when you look at Classic Who and the limited budgets they had and everything that's a little bit plasticky and walls look like they could get knocked over really easily, etc. The production values of the series now are just fantastic. That bit when they were in the restaurant looking out over the singing stones.
The singing towers.
Singing towers, yeah.
Of Darillium.
Yeah. When they looked out over that was just really, really beautiful.
Yes.
I think. Really, really well done. And what did you think as well to the Sonic Screwdriver? Handed over the Sonic Screwdriver.
Wasn't in it too much,
but it was quite a nice little touch, wasn't it?
It was quite a nice touch.
And I think again.
Oh no, that bit. Yeah. No, the new Sonic Screwdriver wasn't in it much.
No.
That's what I was going to say. But it leads quite well into, because she has that in the Silence in the Library. So
yeah, so that was quite good. What did you make of the Sonic Trowel?
What one was that?
River at the beginning, she had a Sonic Trowel because she was an archaeologist.
Oh yeah.
She didn't have a Sonic Screwdriver, she had a Sonic Trowel. Which I
that.
This is quite funny. But yeah, all in all, really good. I'm going to give it. I think I'll give it a 9 as well. I was trying to think where I would place it in the whole series of season 9, and it's a really difficult one to place.
Somewhere near the middle.
I think it probably is. I see. The thing is,
but it's been quite a good series. So
yeah,
we ordered them all last week, and then we have one more to add.
Yeah,
but it depends.
Perhaps we should say
if
that
we count this to series 9 or series 10.
I think it's season 9. It felt like it's 9 to me. It felt like it's part of that. Perhaps what we should do next week when we're giving our thoughts on the year that's gone, as well as the year that's coming.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should talk a little bit more about where it fits in, and it gives us a better idea to judge it. But because the way I was thinking of it, I was thinking, well, in a way, I preferred it than say The Woman Who Lived. But I think I gave The Woman Who Lived more than 9, and I only give Ace from 9. So I don't know.
I think I gave Woman Who Lived an 8.9.
Yeah.
So.
But it's probably just above that. I think.
Just above. Yeah.
Just purely from an entertainment perspective. I think The Woman Who Lived is a better story. The interplay was great dialogue, etc. But this just was good fun with it being on Christmas Day. It's like, I think if you imagine if this episode was in the normal season, it probably wouldn't be very high up.
No.
But because it was a Christmas Day episode and it basically ticked all the boxes.
And you were having a bit of wine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who knows? I might even, if they put the Great Show in the Galaxy on Christmas Day, we'd probably enjoy it.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Probably not. You probably need to have a vat of wine for that.
You would, yeah.
Anyway, on that note, is that our review done?
Yes, so that was our final review till...
Who knows when?
Late 2016.
Of new stuff anyway. I mean, we'll be doing the randomizer throughout 2016, so we'll be doing reviews, but there'll be reviews of old things rather than new things. Usually this sort of time of year, news is a little bit of at a premium, just purely because there's obviously no season coming up or anything like that. So I imagine we're probably a little bit limited in news, but you seem to think that we had some news of some sort, did you?
We've got a few bits.
Yeah. I was sort of dragging that little bit of talking out because I was conscious that you were quickly loading news up.
Yes.
What
I'll also do is on this news, I will read out some of the people's thoughts.
Okay.
Of the episode.
Sounds good.
So we've come pretty much close to the last update of ratings. And those are Husbands of River Song ratings.
Okay.
This is our last
figures,
last viewing figures of of season 9 properly. 2015. So Husbands of River Song, the overnight figure was 5.77 million.
Okay.
Which,
so that's just people who watched it live, is it? Pretty much all watched it. Yeah, it must be people who watched it live. Or videoed it, yeah?
Yeah. because
it won't include iPlayer figures, will it?
I don't think so. So it doesn't include me even.
Or me.
Or you.
I think it'll be a lot higher than that when it's finished, actually.
Yeah.
So where does that...
Because it was third when I looked on iPlayer.
So looking at it in there, so it was higher than a lot of the early ones.
It was higher than any rating in Series 9.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay.
And here's a little fact for you. It was higher than Coronation Street and EastEnders.
Oh.
In
Now that's amazing.
overnight figures.
What do you know what that shows more than anything?
Downton Abbey and The Queen's Speech beat it.
Yeah. Do you know what that shows?
What?
To me, that shows more than anything that the timing of the episode is very, very important.
Yes.
Because I think probably with it being on that sort of time, 5 o'clock, you know, everyone was sitting down, probably eating Christmas dinner leftover sort of things and sausage rolls and stuff, and it was ideal fare to have on whilst that was on.
Maybe what they'll do with season 10 is they will do a series with 2 parts. They will air the first half of the series in autumn, and they will air the second half of the series in spring. And it's an experiment to see which one gets more ratings.
Yeah, it could be.
That could be one of the ideas.
And we were talking about this a little bit earlier, weren't we? Not on air, but I was saying that however much I really love the darker tone to Doctor Who we got these days, I think the shame of it is that from a child perspective, not so much yourself, Lee, but just a lot of children are probably goes well above their heads, and there's not enough monsters in it, and what they want to see is some good monstery stuff. And perhaps what we're lacking at the moment is some sort of better split between sort of an adult and children one. And but like we used to have Torchwood as an adult one, Doctor Who as a family one, and then Sarah Jane as a children one. Maybe we need something like that again. We may get that with Class next year.
So the thing I wanted to say was, oh no, it's gone out of my head now. hate that.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Was it? What you need is you need like a little honey bunnies as well, a memory stick. You stick in your head, and that's the other thought.
What were you talking about?
I was talking about how it's probably lost a few of the children ratings and stuff like that. You know, and that we need some sort of like split between it. It'll probably come. You'll think of it later on in the same way as
Everyone always says that, but it never comes back.
It's probably floating around in hyperspace in the same place as that question that I wanted to ask you about the Husbands of River song is.
It was really good.
Yeah.
But
It could have been one of these moments that everyone would remember this podcast for that bit.
I know.
Yeah, it could have been like an award-winning one. And next up in the Podcast of the Year awards, it's Lewis Moon for that comment he made about the difference between older people and younger people's Doctor Who's.
Well, I wanted to say about something to do with the episode. Well, the AI for the episode was 82, which is exactly the same as Hellbent was.
Yeah. Funny, isn't it? Because you look at those and we've got the list in front of us of all the AIs, which is the audience
Appreciation Index.
Okay, yeah. And critically, I think, and with Who fans, perhaps Heaven Sent was probably the most popular in the whole series, and yet that's lower than a lot of the other episodes, isn't it?
Yes, because it was more confusing and complicated and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would be the best one to start with.
Yeah.
Really, Heaven Sent. If you're a normal viewer.
Definitely not. It'd probably be I think you'd have to like Doctor Who to enjoy
like
that
episode. Yeah.
And like we said before, it's probably something you could say about this season in general. There's not many rainy days sort of episodes.
In AI, what would you give Husbands of River Song, really?
I would say it probably is around 82.
Yeah, 82 or an 83.
Yeah. What was the most popular then? So it was a joint one, wasn't it? If I remember right.
Zygon Invasion, Face the Raven, and Magician's Apprentice.
And Under the Lake, I think.
And Under the Lake.
Yeah. Good stuff. Interesting. That I know some people find the ratings a bit boring, but I actually quite like them.
I quite do. Okay, so here's an interesting fact. The AI for Last Christmas was the same as the AI for Husbands of River Song, 82.
No, I see. For me, I would think, and this is probably generalising a bit, but I would imagine that this episode this year was probably a little bit more universal. Probably a lot more people, whether they were really into Doctor Who or not, would probably found this episode more enjoyable. Perhaps even more than Last Christmas, just because it was such a sort of chase around, fun, fast-paced epic.
Yeah, and it was 82. The alpha last year, but the overnight figure was lower. No, higher last year. Yeah. But the
Your brain done again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, whenever I have a good thing to say, it goes.
But the thing is, you've just got so many good things to say, so you can't remember them all. That's the problem.
I've probably got quite a small brain. But what do you believe that? Do you believe that the did you do you think that there'll be any more ratings updates?
I guess we will get the second half of the actual figures, won't we, at some point?
L+7.
Yeah, we'll get those at some point. That'll be interesting, I think. That will be interesting. I think you get the feeling, don't you? There's a little bit of a power battle between Moffat and the BBC in terms of the timing. I think the people that make Doctor Who, i.e. Moffat and the production crew, probably agree that the time isn't right.
No.
And I think they do want it earlier.
I think Peter
wants it
Capaldi
earlier.
and Stephen Moffat have both said they
Mm.
want it earlier.
Yeah. But you can also see why some of these episodes were as late as they were. Just purely because of the dark tone on them. But
Yeah.
so I think, I mean, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin the debate for next week, but I think it would be quite nice to have a slightly lighter tone to the next season.
It would be quite nice. Yeah.
As much as anything else, to see how Capaldi works in that environment. Because we know now that he's absolutely fantastic at the dialogue-y, talky bits.
We know that we've seen a couple of light-hearted stories for him.
Yeah.
Definitely Husbands of River Song the other day. That's probably the most.
Yeah.
We did have Robot Sherwood and everything previously.
Yeah. And the girl who died for certainly half of it.
Last Christmas for the sleigh bit.
Yeah. Cool. So do we have other news?
Yeah,
This week?
so the complete season 9 box set, there's been details released. So, full details have been revealed for the DVD and Blu-ray box set release of the complete 9th series. It's due 7th of March 2016 in the UK at £51.5 for DVD.
£51?
£56.16 for Blu-ray. It will be released 5th of April 2016 in the US.
I can't get my head around that. Why is it 55 quid? Why is it so much? I mean,
It's cheaper to get the halves of the box set.
Yeah.
I mean, last year's was only £30.
I'm thinking around things like The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad.
Game of Thrones, the
it's about
complete
22
box,
quid.
the complete box set for Game of Thrones
Mhm.
is like about that much.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if even season 5, which isn't out yet to buy, I'm sure when I looked at the price when it does come out, it's going to be about 22 quid or something like that. I think 22, 25 quid. Not 50 quid.
I
That's
know.
astounding. I don't know how that can be. What do you get? Do you actually get Peter Capaldi in the box or something? Or is that why Jenna Coleman isn't going to be
It's
anymore?
cheaper
Because
to
she's
buy.
in there.
It's cheaper to buy the
Oh.
two halves, like one I've got.
Yeah.
So Peter Capaldi returns as the Doctor alongside Jenna Coleman, with guests including Game of Thrones Maisie Williams. Now that the Doctor and Clara have established a dynamic as a partnership of equals, they're really relishing the fun and thrills that all of time and space has to offer. Tangling with ghosts, Vikings, and the ultimate evil of the Daleks, they embark on their biggest adventures yet. Missy is back to plague the Doctor once more. The Zygons inspire fear as they shapeshift into human clones, and a new arrival moves in cosmic way. The DVD and Blu-ray contains all 12 episodes from Peter Capaldi's second series in the role, with guest stars Maisie Williams and Rufus Hound, as well as the brilliant Missy, played by Michelle Gomez. The complete box set also contains the 2014 Christmas special, Last Christmas, and this year's highly anticipated The Husbands of River Song, and more than 4 hours worth of VAM, including DVD commentaries. Under the Lake and Before the Flood, actor Sophie Stone, writer Toby Whithouse, and producer Derek Ritchie. The Woman Who Lived, actress Maisie Williams, producer Derek Ritchie. Sleep No More, Sleep No More, actor Reece Shearsmith, writer Mark Gatiss. Doctor Who extras, all of them. Magician's Apprentice, Witch's Familiar, Under the Lake, Before the Flood, Girl Who Died, Woman Who Lived, Zygon Invasion, Zygon Inversion, Sleep No More, Face the Raven, Heaven Sent, Hellbent, and Husbands of River Song.
What are they?
So I guess-
these extras.
I
these
guess
little
Husbands
bits.
of River Song is on here as well.
Yeah, it looks like it. What you got to hope is that they do release it as a separate one as well.
Maybe Matt Lucas is in it wearing this little hat.
Yeah.
Mm,
That's what you want, wouldn't it? You will hope, I guess, that they will release.
they will.
Is it going to be a separate DVD?
I
Of...
revealed it like a couple of weeks
Did
ago.
you? Okay.
That
Good
is.
talking about that. Sorry.
So there's documentaries including Writing Who, Dalek Devotion, Adventures of River Song, Doctor Who Sublime Online, Clara's Journey, The Fan Show's Finest, and the Season 9 US prequel, The Doctor's Meditation, deleted scenes, Series 8 recap, all Series 9 trailers and prologue, and the 2015 San Diego Comic-Con panel with an interview with Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman, hosted by Will Wheaton.
I see there's some good stuff on there, isn't there?
There's a lot on there as well.
But I do think 50 quid, that's a lot of money.
50 quid is quite a lot of money.
Yeah. The Doctor's Medication, did we ever see that?
Yes.
The comedy sort of one?
Yes.
Oh, right,
I hated that.
okay. I know, I quite liked it, actually. It was
Hated
all right. It was fun.
I was so looking forward to watching that.
But having said that,
The other prequel was better.
What it was it was quite odd insofar as, whilst I liked it, I did think, oh my god, this could be like quite a slapsticky series.
But it was
But
completely
it's
the
completely
opposite.
opposite. Yeah. Do we have any other news, sir?
I just wanted to read out some of the comments on what people thought of Husbands of River Song.
Okay.
So someone says, I loved it. Clever, imaginative, and touching. It's a little too daft to really be considered as a masterpiece, but it's definitely one of the best Christmas specials the show has pulled off, and they've put it third in their list.
Okay, so what have they? So they've gone Last Christmas, Christmas Carol, Husbands of River Song. Okay, that's interesting, isn't it? What do they have to the bottom one?
Next Doctor.
So I quite enjoyed that the other day. But yeah, I preferred it than Doctor Widow and the Wardrobe, for instance.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the episode, even though it was a bit sad at the end. It was the fun romp we were promised, which is a rare thing. I have to say I was very pleased.
Somebody said no spoilers, but it's very good.
No, that was Diary of River Song.
Oh, was it? Oh, right. Okay.
Since this is the last Doctor Who episode we will be getting for quite some time, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate and adore the music Murray Gold has composed this season. Gets me right in the feels. I think he really deserves more recognition than he gets.
I'd agree with that, other than that whole comedy music that I talked about earlier. But I thought actually the music, full stop, in this series has been fantastic. Anything else?
Someone says, I do not want to dissect Doctor Who. I just want to enjoy it and to be entertained. And this year's Christmas special delighted me. I loved having River Song back, and I love seeing 12 smile. Some of the jokes were as corny as Christmas crackers, but who cares? This is the time of year to bring them out. The show was generally light-hearted and cheery.
Yeah. So it does seem there's been a lot of love for this episode, isn't it? Be interesting to see whether it stands the test of time. But yeah, I think it's good. I really enjoyed it. I'm going back to it again. But yeah, good. Any more news? I did notice something actually, which I don't think. Can I just quickly flick through us for you here? I can do so. And then it's up to you whether you include it or not. Yeah, did we talk about that last week? Oh, we mentioned that last week, did we? Okay.
There's only 2 bits of news last week, and that was that and that.
Okay, ignore me. Sorry, bad manners as we talk amongst ourselves. But good. That's the news.
Yes, we mentioned it last week.
That's the news. So,
news.
Is it time
to press the randomizer?
So, explain the randomizer.
The randomizer is a little device we have made. Very clever little device, if you ask me, which generates a random episode of Doctor Who from its 52-year history for us to sit down and enjoy. Now, we'll see what episode it comes out with, but we are going to be reviewing it. And that's if we have it, because the other day I did receive the Underwater Menace from Dee Cool.
Ah, he did one of your many Christmas presents.
Yeah, Dee Cool gave me the Underwater Menace for Christmas, so
who knows? Maybe that will come out.
maybe that will come out.
That'd be fun, wouldn't it? If it did.
It would be fun, yeah, because everyone's been raving about that.
Okay,
Since
so
it was revealed it was come out. So we may be a few seconds, as we may have seen the episodes already, or may not have the episodes, or
yeah, because probably what I should do on the randomizer is slightly tweak it so that, because what we're getting now is, because we've gone through quite a few, we're getting the same episodes come up a little bit, aren't we? So perhaps I should strip out those episodes we've already seen, so that we've got two versions of the randomizer, one with everything in and one which is a functional everything that's left. So what do we get?
Actually, it came up with Hungry Earth a minute ago, and I accidentally skipped it.
Yeah. Okay.
So we watched that.
So what's the Hungry Earth? I don't know what that is. What's the Hungry Earth? Which doctor's that?
It's the 11th. It's the new one with the Silurians, the two-parter.
Okay, I've not seen that one actually. So that's interesting. Okay, so it's a two-part.
It's on Netflix, isn't it?
Okay, that's good. Excellent. All right. So what's that? So how will we work that? Will we watch that all in one go? All next week?
Yes.
Yeah. Sounds good. Brilliant.
No, yes.
So
maybe one on Wednesday. I don't know.
Okay. So there we have it. That's the plan. We'll be watching Hungry Earth.
And we'll be back next week to review it.
Cold something.
Cold Blood.
Cold Blood. Okay.
So
good. We'll look forward to that.
We'll be reviewing that next week.
Okay. So that brings us to the final part of our show. Am I right?
Yes.
Who to face?
Oh wait, that's quiz or question.
Yeah. Which I don't know if anyone's noticed, but it's quite a clever title because it's who
to face.
Doctor. Who will the Doctor face? Who Doctor Who
to face?
So similar concept to the randomizer. We've got all of the Doctors in one pot,
and also all of the monsters. So when we click it, it comes up with a random Doctor and monster.
And then we have to both, off the top of our head, think of a storyline that we think would work well for that Doctor and the villain.
And because I went first last time, I go first. You go first this time. Okay,
which is always scary for me because obviously I have seen far less Doctor Who episodes than Lewis has, or certainly I can remember because I'm getting old. So sometimes I haven't actually heard of them. So we'll see how we get on. I may have to you may hear me whispering in the corner as I find out from Lewis a little bit about what these monsters actually are. So let's press the Who to Face machine.
Headless Monks with the 11th Doctor.
Okay, actually, do you know that was brilliant because do you know what?
It's easy.
Do you know what?
They are with the 11th Doctor.
But that was what I was going to ask you earlier on.
What?
You know when we were talking about the Husbands of Evil song, right? There was something I was going to ask you. I was going to say to you, were they the Headless Monks?
I know, I thought that as well.
That was what I was going to ask you, and I've forgotten.
When the episode was on, I was thinking, are they?
Yeah.
Headless Monks.
Yeah.
But that's a very easy one that we've picked up because the 11th Doctor encountered the Headless Monks.
Okay. Okay, right, just give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to call this episode Don't Panic, Don't Lose Your Head.
Okay. Doesn't sound like a Doctor Who.
It doesn't really, does it? Okay, I'll call it a different title. I'm going to call this. It's 11th Doctor one. It's got to be something of that 11th Doctor sort of feel. So I'm going to say Blood Loss.
Okay.
I'm going to call it Blood Loss. Okay, right now I've got to quickly think of the story. Right, the 11th Doctor and Clara, I think. 11th Doctor and Clara. No. The 11th Doctor on his own in Trenzalore. Okay. And basically what we have is a story where the 11th Doctor is trying to save this population of town. He's not in Christmas in this part of the story. He's in another part of
Trenzalore.
Trenzalore, yeah.
It's not a town. Christmas is a town.
Yeah. So
Depends on the planet.
Christmas is what I meant to say. This is the town of Family Pack.
Easter. No.
Family Pack.
Family Pack.
Family Pack.
Family Pack.
Yeah.
Family
Which
Pack.
I've got it because there's a box of Weetabix big family pack up there, and it's just a familiar pack. And basically, you've got this cult there, where it starts off with one person that's saying the same thing, and then two people start saying the same thing, and three people start saying the same thing, and all of them start heading towards this obelisk, this powerful obelisk. And there's some sort of like great god that rises from the obelisk and is trying to take over the whole of the town, and then eventually take over Trenzalore. And the headless monks are basically the sort of the protectors of this great god. Okay. And the Doctor's challenge on his own, because he doesn't have a companion. Well, actually, he does have a companion. He has a companion from Familiar Pack, the town. And at one point, she gets taken over as well. And he basically has to solve the mystery of what it is, this word that they're using that takes over the mind. He has to try and sort of dislodge that and stop the cult from taking over the whole of Trenzalore.
So, is that your answer?
Yes, that's it.
So mine is called The Devoted Song.
Okay. Is it got the song in it? No.
The Doctor, actually, yes. This is in between Angels Take Manhattan and the Snowman.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, River said to the Doctor she'll travel with him, and then, you know, Angels Take Manhattan. And she did for one adventure. Here it is.
Okay.
Before he retired, his last adventure before he retired, the Doctor and River land back in the medieval times. And they're at a monastery where there are some just normal human monks who are worshipping their great god Athules. That's blue in Spanish.
Okay. Is it other than that? Yeah. Stop being more clever than me.
No, but they when they're worshipping it, basically they just don't feel anything else around them. It's like they're in their world of their own, and they're basically transported away. But the thing is, whilst they're worshipping them, because they can't be distracted whilst they're worshipping, they're being hypnotized, and little do they know is they're slowly turning into headless monks.
Oh, cool.
And the Athules, by making them worship him, he's making them become headless monks. And what they're going to do is they're trying to make the whole of the world worship, and maybe the whole of the universe worship Athules and become headless monks. So the whole of the universe can be a headless monk. But when River Song discovers about this, she tries to report back to the Doctor because the Doctor's gone wandering somewhere, but she accidentally gets kidnapped, and she's forced to worship the great god Athules. So will she survive? We'll never know.
Who knows?
Only me.
That was better than mine by a long way, by the way.
Yours was good as well.
Yeah, mine was a bit shaky, but I think it's so harder when you're first because you haven't got very long. What we should get one of these little timers. You know what they have on Countdown? We should have one of those things that counts down so we can quickly write some notes of what we're going to have on our story. And then when the countdown clock ends, we then have to commence with giving our stories out. That'd be great. We need to buy one of those. Anyone's got a spare countdown clock? Please send it to us. I don't know. Whoever. Anyway, that's enough of that. Is that the end of the show?
Yes, that is the end of this week's podcast. That's the end of the 2015 podcast.
So,
What a year it's been.
it has been a good year.
For Doctor Who Time and Space and just the channel in general.
Just a couple of plugs before we go. Lewis released his Christmas special
Yes.
on Christmas Eve, which is called
Empires of War. So make sure you check that out on my channel. It's the exclusive new episode of Miss Loose Moon Adventures. It is quite Christmassy, but you can still get in the Christmas spirit. So I would recommend you watch it soon, but you can watch it anytime really, because there are some Christmassy bits, but it is a good story. So make sure you watch it.
We've got a lot of things.
Very good.
Got a lot of things planned for this year, haven't we? We've got something which we've got coming up soon, which should hopefully be quite humorous.
And we won't tell you anything, even the name about that.
We've also got something which we're hoping to put finishing touches to just as soon as we finish this podcast, and we'll release then. I don't know if you want to mention anything about that or not.
Should I say?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
We are going to start a series of William Hartnell audio adventures, starting with the First Doctor, wait a sec. Just need to check what it's called. The Search for Mankind, Volume 1, Episode 1, the Shadows of the Snow.
Okay, so hopefully, if we get time to finish that today, we will do. But if we don't get it out there today, we'll be getting it out shortly. Wednesday at the latest, I would say.
So hopefully, stay tuned to that.
Yeah.
Sorry for the lack of videos, guys, but it is the Christmas period at the moment, and we have released some very big stuff recently.
Yeah.
And we are planning on releasing some very big stuff. So
2016 is going to be big.
2016, it's going to have Emma May, loads of new sort of stuff. And next week we might be able to release a review of the New Year's Day, if I've watched it by then, the New Year's Day episode of Sherlock.
Okay.
If you've watched it by then.
Yeah. And also we've got a plethora of Behind the Sofas lined up.
Yes, we've got Figure Adventures, we've got podcasts, Behind the Sofas, other reviews of other shows.
See what you do to us, listeners. You stop. We don't even have time to sleep.
There are loads of new things coming, so make sure you stay tuned to them. But talking about podcasts, it's next week is our first episode of 2016, episode 140.
Okay, what are we going to have on them?
We are going to be looking at our New Year's resolutions for 2016.
We'll also have a legendary quiz or question.
We will be reviewing Hungry Earth Cold Blood.
And we'll have some news. And we'll have some views.
And maybe we'll have a quick look back at 2015.
So there we have it.
So,
lots to look forward for.
Lots to look forward to.
Thanks for joining us in 2015.
Thanks for thanks. And this is our final day of videos probably for 2016. We will be back for the first ever episode of Radio Who, Shadows in the Snow, later on in the day, or Wednesday at the latest, and our podcast next week back on Saturday again.
Yeah.
Maybe our Sherlock Abominable Bride review and lots more.
Great stuff.
So thanks guys for watching. We will see you. So we wish you a Merry Christmas, because Christmas is was 2 days ago, but it's still the Christmas period. So we wish you. It's last time to wish this. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hoo hoo hoo.
So hope you all had a very shoo Christmas. That didn't work. And me, Lewis Moon.
Really cool.
We'll see you next year. Goodbye.
Bye.